I didn't even know we were gonna do that. I was just like,
I wasn't either. Fresh out of the box. Stop.
Look and watch. Ready yet? Get set. It's all that. Oh, all that.
This is all that. This is
all that.
So all that is to do all the time. So set your booty on the floor in the chair, around her in the air. Just don't go no. I need you all that. I'm Rosie and my friend. All that.
To sit here and come right back.
Wow.
That's how I knew the song when I was 12, and that's how I still know it now. TLC, can you imagine?
Oh my God,
to do the All That song. We are talking about
incredible.
All That, and we're not talking about late 90s, early 2000s, All That.
No.
We're talking about first season, All That.
I think they were even the first musical guests. Don't go copyright.
Say waterfalls.
Don't care.
It is a fun time period, and you know, while we were like sitting around kind of gathering information, reminiscing about all that, nostalgia just started flowing out of us. Oh my gosh, the 90s was such a beautiful time for us.
If I cut myself open right now, I'd be bleeding Lisa Frank colors.
Yes.
I feel like it's in me.
Yes. This is a show that definitely united us because while I was sitting in my living room on my couch in Tennessee, she was doing the same thing in Jersey. Little did we know that in the future we were going to be able to talk about this together.
This is All That's 20th anniversary.
Congratulations to All That's 20-year anniversary. My goodness.
And that's what is amazing about this is All That ran for 10 years.
10 years.
So, I mean,
that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, in the TV world.
It is.
Shows don't last that long. So this premiered in 1994.
Amazing.
Wow.
That was 94 was a good year for a lot of
good year.
The grungy stage.
Yes.
In our lives.
And it's interesting because I feel like when you watch all that, the musical guests they had at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Very, very time period. I mean, it was mostly like R&B acts.
It was. It was very R&B-ish. And I remember a lot of times kind of skipping the guests.
Yeah, I did too.
Because a lot of times I was into kind of the rock stuff at that time. The writer of the show, Dan, he's actually come up with a lot of other good hit shows.
He's got a list of like every show imaginable that he's come up with.
Yes.
Let's start with All That because that was his first big hit show. Kenan and Kel.
And the show.
Zoe 101.
Yep.
Drake and Josh. iCarly.
They've all been hits.
One after the other.
So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan.
For
we
all
appreciate
those wonderful times.
And all the strange things that we went through as kids watching All That. Because I feel like I was a goofy kid and
I was too.
All That kind of brought it out of me.
Now, All That came on Snick, which was Saturday nights.
Yes.
And there was always like a little lineup and you would get your popcorn or your little
my
snack.
gosh.
You'd get on the orange couch. I feel like I looked forward to Saturday nights. Like I would clean all day and then at night Snick would come on and All That would be on.
Your time.
My time. Yeah.
And it's funny because I don't feel like people have that these days. Like people don't take the time, kids don't take the time to just sit there and watch TV and relax and enjoy. I feel like we were extremely entertained by what was on our TV, and All That definitely was one of the shows that entertained us the most.
Who were the kids on the show?
All right, we'll start with the original cast.
Yes.
We have Angelique,
Kenan Thompson,
Kel Mitchell,
yeah, I almost forgot his last name.
Alyssa
Reyes, yes.
Lori Beth Denberg,
Lori Beth,
Katrina Thompson.
Yes, she did Roseanne a lot.
Is it Thompson? I just made that up. Josh Server.
Josh.
Yeah, that original cast was just incredible. We found out by reading Dan's blog on this 20th anniversary that he actually cast it after they wrote the pilot, which is so fascinating.
That is fascinating. I think that's awesome.
Yes.
But like, you want to make sure you found like the right kids. Those talent searches, I remember going to my mom and begging her to take me to some of these, you know, and because I wanted to be on Nickelodeon and go to Orlando, Florida, because this was the place to be in the 90s. Believe it or not, people.
Since it ran for 10 seasons, there was a bunch of actors that actually kind of added to the cast over time. They replaced them with different actors. They replaced the cast entirely. The main ones that we would think that stand out, obviously Amanda Bynes from season 2. She was added in season 2.
She was really annoying at first.
She was. She was a good addition to the cast.
She was.
She drew some younger crowd in because she was a little bit younger than the rest of the cast. Danny Tamborelli from Pete and Pete.
Pete and Pete was
I thought that was awesome too. I love that they added him.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon
before he impregnated Mariah Carey. How did he get so huge?
I don't know. I never really liked Nick Cannon. I wasn't a big Nick
Cannon fan either.
Sorry, Nick Cannon.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, I could see why. I mean, he does a good job with the coaching.
Oh no,
and
he was
doing
good.
stuff like
Yeah.
that, but for some reason, I didn't connect with.
Obviously, Jamie Lynn Spears, Britney Spears' sister.
See, at that point, I feel like I wasn't even watching anymore.
Yeah, we were a lot older at that point, I think.
Because we were growing up. We were growing up at that time, so a lot of the humor was
we're getting past.
Silly. Yeah, we're getting past that. Favorite characters. First thing I think of is Kenan. I feel like Kenan plays so many good characters.
If you don't know, Kenan Thompson is on Saturday Night Live now. He's been on for a few seasons.
I was so proud of him when I saw him on Saturday Night Live. I'm like, holy cow.
Somebody had to make it off the show to Saturday Night Live.
Him and Kel, though, were by far my favorite actors and characters of the show. Whenever they'd get together, Kel, repairman, then he'd destroy the place.
You would be your favorite character.
Favorite character.
And you can't say the big unicorn.
You know, I really did like the Island Girl running.
Ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
And she would always just knock herself out with the coconut and just pass out.
I think I loved Pierre Escargot.
Pierre.
His jokes were just stupid and they were
ridiculous.
So but I loved him.
Ear boy. Ear boy. Ear boy. His ears are really big. And he has best friend Pizza Face.
Oh my god. And Pizza Face wore glasses. It was just so
it was
weird.
a hot mess.
Vital information.
For your everyday life?
Yes, for your everyday life.
That was just kind of like a filler, I feel. Like she would show up and just kind of waste a little bit of time. But some of the stuff would be good, and then there's other times it was like, what? I loved Lori Beth, though. I loved her as the librarian, where she'd be like, quiet!
This is a library! A little kid, scratching his paper with a pencil, and she'd be like, this is a library! And she'd grab, a weed whacker or something,
and destroy
funny. That was genius.
That was a good one.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that.
The lemonade scammer. Katrina was a lemonade scammer. She'd have a lemonade stand.
Yes!
I loved that.
She also did Roseanne.
Yes.
A handful of times. She did a really good Roseanne.
She did a really good Roseanne. And what's his face? Ross
Perot. Yeah, Ross. Good Burger. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Every kid from the 90s knows that line
so much.
And I mean, it's amazing because all that spun off Good Burger, which was its own movie. Yeah. It's amazing that Nickelodeon was able to make one sketch into an entire movie.
And then spin off Kenan and Kel show. Yes. And I loved Kenan and Kel so much. Ishboo. Do you remember Ishboo?
He was
like the genie.
Exchange
student.
He wasn't
a genie. He looked like a genie. He had a really tall ponytail. And he wore genie-like clothing.
I love how he had this funny walk too, where he kind of bounced everywhere. He did look like a genie.
He did look like a genie. That made me think of that. Ask Ashley. Should open the letter. Dear Ashley. My cat just licked my hand, and I don't know why. Can you please tell my cat to stop licking my hand? And she'd be like, well, Simon, I'll tell you what you can do with your cat that licks your hand. Put the freaking cat away! She would do the most
that is accurate,
things, you know?
Bipolar.
Little ponytail. She was so adorable.
Cute, sitting on her bed.
And then evil Ashley would just come out. Super dude!
He was lactose intolerant. I don't remember his
he was lactose intolerant.
Just remembered.
Super nerdy with his glasses, lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
And when it'd spill on him, he'd be like... Oh.
And then it was funny because I felt like it was an entire, educational thing. Oh, he's lactose intolerant. That means he can't have dairy.
Yes.
I was like, oh, I didn't know about this. This is cool.
Right. I know that's how I learned about lactose intolerance. I feel like we could go all night long talking about all the skits that showed up on that show. Again, the writers, they did a really good job.
Yes.
I feel like they paid attention. They noticed what children were kind of looking for. They understood the humor.
It really filled a void, I think. There was no sketch comedy show for
any channel.
No, nobody had it.
I feel like the only other channel that did something similar was Mickey Mouse Club, Roundhouse, that we mentioned a little bit.
That's true, and that was
definitely. But you know, I always felt like that was geared more towards teens.
We really are all that fans. We're definitely thankful that Dan Schneider was around to write all these amazing shows for teens.
Actually, I think I remember reading that he put down that the pilot, it wasn't even really a hit with the kids.
I'm surprised.
They watched it and they were kind of like, eh. But the network put it up anyways. And I'm so glad that they did that. Because
I'm so thankful, Nick.
All that, honestly, is just... It made me happy. It made my 90s childhood even better.
Yes, it's just as much of a toy to me. It was that prominent in my life. Good writing, good cast. and an awesome ear of corn, which I don't
I
understand.
wonder if they would do a reunion. That would be really cool.
If since you are on YouTube, not now, when we're done.
Yes.
Google, they did some panels. They all got together, watched the panels, because it's super cool to see everyone together doing some of the voices and just talking.
Woot. Stay tuned.
See you later, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Hey, Dad, the show is over.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. But we are so happy birthday to...
We're so happy birthday. We're so happy birthday. I feel like we need to just make a...
big orange couch.
Yeah. Well, Kenan and Kale.
Yeah, we had Kenan and Kale, and Kale was orange soda, and so do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it true?
Oh, it's true. Ew.
He does. And then she...
And that's why I'm not a dancer.